All right. Hey guys, today we're looking at the end of the war in Europe. So, on June 6th, 1944, the Americans and the British decided that they were going to attack the Germans in Europe. So, they sent troops to land in France. This is called D Day. The Germans held the beaches. There were cliffs behind the beaches with machine guns in it. The Americans, the British, the French, there were Australians and Canadians there too, all knew that they were running right into machine gun fire, and they got off the boats and did it anyway. If you ever see a movie called Saving Private Ryan, you need to ask your parents if you can see it because it's rated R. But the beginning 20 minutes of that movie does a great job showing what it was like landing on those beaches. And the reason they wanted to get back into Europe was to create a two front war. So a front is kind of like the line where the two armies meet in a war. And by sending British, American, and French armies back over from the United Kingdom to Europe, Germany now had a two front war, which means it needed to fight on both sides. It needed to fight the Soviet Union, the Russians on one side, and it needed to fight what were called the Western Allies. That's the British, the Americans, and the French on the other. And the British, the Americans, and the French and the Russians were all technically on the same team, but the British, Americans, and French did not trust Stalin. They did not trust the Russians. So both sides were racing to see who would get to Berlin, the German capital, first. And the Soviet army got there first. This picture is called Raising the Flag Over the Reichstag. It shows a Soviet soldier putting up the flag of the Soviet Union over the German capital. And Stalin didn't think the picture looked epic enough. So he had them add more smoke in the background. And on his wrist, the soldier putting up the flag had three watches because he'd stolen two of them when they were invading the city. But because Stalin wanted wanted the Russian soldiers to look like they were good people, they edited out the two watches he stole and only left his original one on his wrist. Soon after Berlin fell, on May 7th, 1945, Hitler committed suicide in a bunker. He shot himself in the head. This was the end of the war in Europe, but it would not be the end of the World War. There was still fighting between Japan and the US in the Pacific, and the whole world was about to have to deal with what they found in Nazi Germany when they invaded, which was going to be one of the most disturbing parts of human history. All right, guys, that's it for right now. We will talk later. Peace.